If you are in menopause or heading toward it, and you have noticed that dryness down there has gotten so much worse, I need you to know that you are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone. Now, in our last video, we talked about what vaginal dryness actually is and why it happens. If you have not seen that one yet, go watch it after this. I'll link it for you below. But today we are going deeper, because a lot of you are probably wondering, okay, but why does it feel so much worse now? And that is exactly what we are talking about today. Today, we are going to talk about estrogen, what it was quietly doing for you all those years, what happens when it starts to drop, and why that has such a real physical impact on your body. No medical textbook language, just real talk, girlfriend to girlfriend. So stay with me, because understanding this changes everything. Okay, so here's the thing most people don't realize. Estrogen was doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work for you. And one of its most important jobs was keeping the vaginal tissue healthy, moist, and flexible. Think of it like this. Estrogen was essentially the maintenance crew. It kept the walls of the vaginal tissue thick, elastic, and well lubricated. It maintained the natural moisture balance down there without you ever having to think about it. And then menopause happens. Estrogen levels drop, sometimes gradually, sometimes faster than you expected. And when that maintenance crew leaves, the tissue starts to change. It gets thinner, it gets drier, it loses some of that elasticity. And suddenly, something that was never an issue before becomes very, very noticeable. This is not your body failing you. This is your body responding to a hormonal shift. And there's a name for it too. It's called, and don't let me mess it up, Genitourinary syndrome of menopause, or GSM. Don't worry about doing it. But honestly, all that means is that the drop in estrogen is affecting the vaginal and urinary tissues. And dryness is one of the most common ways that shows up. Now, here is something I really want you to hear, especially if you are saying, but I haven't even hit full menopause yet, and I'm already dealing with this. You are not too early. And you are not wrong. Estrogen does not just disappear overnight. It starts fluctuating and declining during perimenopause, which can begin years before your last period. So yes, you can absolutely start experiencing dryness, irritation, and discomfort while you are still in that transition. Your body is already responding to those hormonal shifts. So whether you are in perimenopause or postmenopause, what you are feeling is real. It is valid, and it makes complete sense. Now, let me bust something real quick, because I hear this all the time and it drives me a little crazy. A lot of women think that dryness after menopause is just something you have to accept. Like it is just part of getting older and there's nothing you can really do about it. And I understand why, because nobody really sits you down and explains what is happening or what your options are. But that's not true. You do not have to just push through and suffer in silence. There are options. There are conversations worth having with your doctor. There are ways to support your body through this transition. And the first step is simply understanding what is going on, which is exactly what you are doing right now by watching this. So let's talk about what you can actually do, because this is the part nobody really walks you through. If you are open to it, hormone-based therapy is absolutely worth a conversation with your doctor. There are local options like estrogen creams, rings, or tablets that are applied directly to the vaginal area that a lot of women have found helpful. And there's also systemic hormone replacement therapy. If that is something you want to explore, your doctor can help you figure out what makes sense for your health history. So do not be afraid to have that conversation. You deserve to know your options. But maybe hormones are not your thing, or maybe you are just not there yet. And that is completely okay, because there is actually a lot you can do that does not involve hormones at all. First, let's talk about vaginal moisturizers. And I'm not talking about lubricants. These products are specifically designed to be used regularly, maybe a few times a week, to help maintain moisture in the vaginal area over time. Think of it like moisturizing your face. You don't just do it when it feels dry, you do it consistently to keep the skin healthy. Speaking of which, lubricants are a separate thing and they matter too, especially during intimacy. You want to look for water-based or silicone-based options and pay attention to what is in them. Fragrances, glycerin, harsh chemicals, those can actually irritate sensitive tissue. So read your labels, girlfriend. Now, here is one people do not talk about enough: hydration. Your skin needs moisture from the inside out. If you are not drinking enough water, your body is going to show it. And down there is one of the first places you will notice it. So yes, your water intake matters more than you might think. And then there are phytoestrogens, which are plant-based compounds found in foods like flaxseed and soy that can mildly mimic estrogen in the body. Now, I'm not saying this is a replacement for anything, but adding these into your diet is something worth looking into and discussing with your doctor. And finally, do not forget about external care. The skin around the vaginal area needs attention too. Dryness, irritation, and sensitivity on the outside are just as real. That is actually where something like our Intimate Skin Balm comes in. It is designed specifically to support and soothe that external skin barrier. So while it is not addressing what is happening internally, it absolutely has a place in your overall intimate care routine. If this video helped you make sense of something you have been quietly going through, will you do me a favor? Hit that subscribe button so you do not miss what is coming next. We are just getting started on this conversation, and I want you here for all of it. And if you have a girlfriend who needs to hear this, share it with her. Because too many of us are walking around confused about our own bodies, and that ends here. All right, girlfriend, that is a wrap for today. Now that you understand the estrogen connection, our next video is going to get into something a lot of you have been asking about. And trust me, you are going to want to see it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.